wow, an impossible host to follow. Impossible to follow that hosting. But it is an honor to try. I am Alex Tatarsky, and let's see, I performed in the 7 o'clock hour, and I got a little too screamy, I think. So as a host, I'm really interested in being very calm. To get us started here in the 9 o'clock hour, Jess set an intention in 2024 that he hopes to come true in 2025. Jess Barbagallo.
Hello, Happy New Year's. I feel very giddy with everything that's just transpired in this room. Thank you, Niall. This poem is called Imagined Danger. I do not know how to write here while loafing in this holiday pied-à-terre, where I water the plants and tickle a miniature pincher to subsidize the dream. Writing by request is blurry, but fear not, says my manager, Beep Sullivan. The project will be very me, says Beep, who represents countless lower-level thespians from his Upper West Side enclave. Very me in the sense of it's like an unsupervised rom-com. I am the shy guy, Mr. Darcy on poorly administered hormones. Although I do know that shy people forced toward public facing are cute until they absolutely are not, whether skirting the subject of state-ordained murder or seeking consent in a by-the-book effort to achieve peace. My ex used that word in a truce text, but she was talking about something else, like a goat farm that saved her from the oppressive mandates of our unstable bisexual romance, a peaceful place. Sometimes, this is the pitch, the sealed mouth is just holding back its own violent sea. Or, restated, ethical orgasm is a conceit that has nothing to do with actual death. Mr. Darcy has never actually been a hot date. Dispossessed of wealth, stranded in a rural country night, he harnesses one of those aforementioned goats to chase the phantom government refund in order to TurboTax, in order to live where you or he actually live, in the shaggy rent that shot up 10%, is nothing next to no food, foul water, the list. But that's hard to explain, the shimmering, cynical neurosis of self-preservation, a tagline, am I in danger? To people who are not shy, but endlessly cute. And I had a bad time here, I really did, folks, a couple years ago, and then I was remote in my house up in Bushwick, shout out. I think I was there with her, she, the girl with the broken blood vessel in the bedroom, he with the fading Botox outside it. My friend was in the other room, faggoty and tinkering. My aggressive posture tells my age more than the lines do. My former with the broken blood vessel, or was that just her Mediterranean under eyeshadow? God damn if she was not good looking. Was in the bed at some point, but I lost the point at some point. Or what we were saying, she, well, I have often and plenty wished that she was still in the bed, taking a snooze, just sleeping, making the pillow make marks on her extra white face, except for the part where some capillary blew. She making the bed, I making the bed, not as well. This year has been about debating whether or not these things happened, but then I can always just go and see a play. I do that all the time because it is part and parcel of my job, and I have always wanted, above and beyond love, which has remained a genuine mystery for over 20 years and counting, to be genuinely, if ineffectually, employed.
Jess Barbagallo. That was so delicious. Thank you. Thank you. All right, next up we have something very special. a decade-long institution in the high court of Brooklyn drag, and the iconoclast tranny showgirl for a new generation, Charlene Incarnate has in 2024 expanded her sphere of influence into off Broadway, as well as performing her own written cabaret work, most notably Company. I want you to know that it's spelled Cuntpany, but it's pronounced Company, in May, and Y'all Are Fucked Up in September, mounted by the Poetry Project in this very church. So give a warm welcome to Charlene Incarnate.
Dear Matthew, I like you a lot. I realize you're in a relationship with someone right now, and I respect that. I'd like you to know that if you're ever single in the future and you want to come visit me in California, I would be open to spending time with you and finding out how old you were when you wrote your first song. Dear Jonathan, I liked you too much. I used to be attracted to boys who would lie to me, think solely about themselves, and you were plenty self-destructive for my taste at the time. I used to say, the more tragic, the better. The truth is, whenever I think of the early 90s, your face comes up with a vengeance like it was yesterday. Dear Terrace, I love you muchly. You've been nothing but open-hearted and emotionally available and supportive and nurturing and consummately there for me. I kept drawing you in and pushing you away. I remember how beautiful it was to fall asleep on your couch and cry in front of you for the first time. You were the best platform from which to jump beyond myself. What was wrong with me? Dear Marcus, you rock my world. You had a charismatic way about you with the women, and you got me seriously thinking about spirituality, and you wouldn't let me get away with kicking my own ass. But I could never really feel relaxed and left out for around you though, and that stopped us from going any further than we did. And it's kind of too bad, cause we could have had much more fun. Dear Lou, we learned so much. I realize we won't be able to talk for some time, and I understand that as I do you. The long distance thing was the hardest, and we did as well as we could. We were together during a very tumultuous time in our lives. I will always have your back and be curious about you, about your career, your whereabouts.
Wow, beautiful. I mean, every hour has been very good, but The 9 o'clock hour is kind of the best. It is my pleasure to introduce our next reader. Ted Rees is the author of 4 books, very impressive, and runs the Overflowing Poetry Workshop series out of his home in Philadelphia. I hope you invite us over sometime, Ted. Ted Rees.
Please speak directly into the microphone. Okay, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry if you're a friend and I haven't gotten to see you tonight, but I have to catch a train back to Philadelphia right after I read. So much love to all of you, and much love to the Poetry Project. Thank you, Alex. Thanks for Nicole for having me. Congratulations, Nicole. When I was on my way here today, I was flipping through Instagram, which I said I would delete today. I have not deleted it, but somebody wrote in this year angry poems, and then out this year love poems, and I was kind of like, love is the anti-monolith. Love is what is against war and against death. Death is beauty in the eyes of pigs. So let us surround ourselves with love. And that's what these poems are. They're love poems. I kiss my own rejection, that feast glimpsed more lovely than the cooing slop wall of boxes. So to speak, I speak beyond the dialect of permeability. The autumn before becoming men, we tasted each other, like nothing to years later pumping her full again for hours and her downpour. His chub in my drunk, my tongue moving back, many hands and many fingers reeking of fabric softener, his dick, sweat, and everything else luminescent in the screen glow. Silk of the pearl at his crown, my only viceroy ever. I wilt and am loyal only to this section of the world, that is, the flesh of the world, in him, in her, in him, leaning against that wall. This is called The Agreement. It was published in the Spiral Editions newsletter sometime in the spring, I think. Maybe last year? I can't even remember. God bless Ryan Scrabalack. His shirt rode up the fruit of abstraction, hallucinating gourd at the centrum, or sweat in Vienna. And so it goes. Water from the branch, crudest inquiries removing his pith. A heated shudder, boy's cologne. A spill of vodka, barzo, what is temporal, his eyes turn, a little groove in the end of sheets. The agreement, where the blue plaza hums. We smoked hash and curled into that prospect. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Ted Rees. Thank you, Ted. All right, next, Lou Cornum is a writer, professor of Native American and Indigenous Studies, gay dyke communist, thank God, and member of the Navajo Nation. Please give a warm welcome to Lou Cornum.
Howdy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone who makes it happen. I'm having a good night, but it was a pretty shit year, I think. It's pretty terrible altogether, but it did bring me to some beautiful places. It brought me to the Gaza Solidarity camps, and 2024 brought me back to poetry. So there's some good in it. It was also a year, as all years are, of going to the movies. So I'm going to read 3 short poems from a series of experimental movie poems I'm working on. Find me afterwards if you think you know the films they're about. 2 hours, 11 minutes. I've been reading Darwish in the bars of Pineto and trying to smoke cigarettes. Draw, tap, sigh. Women walk by. Women walk by and run their hands through their hair. Lucky strikes left burning, puff, puff, nap. The ticket taker smoking in the gutter comes in quick, tap, puff, toss. Cinema Aquila is next to the street in Città Aperta, where a partisan lover is shot down. These days, movies are trying hard to remake heterosexuality and unmake revolutions. Snap, break, gasp. All that sweat, but they do not cry. Buildings flapping in the wind. The woman in front of me storms out during the sex scene, leaving her man behind. The ticket taker is with her friends smoking on the corner. My host says there is pesto waiting, so I walk home smiling. 2 dikes, and there's an Accademia della Crusca between us. A crow flew in the kitchen window. Licia screamed. Language makes a labyrinth, but gives out the shortcuts too. 2 hours. It's the first day of fall, and everyone in the bike lane is cursed. Netflix bought the last beautiful building and a patchwork of privately owned public plazas. There's cigar smoke and Bluetooth men and a bag man yelling about TikTok. Inside, everything is throwaway throwback. The woman 4 rows ahead says she saw this movie opening night of the New York Film Festival 1977 in the unfrozen time. After the girl bottle-fed a baby under a cutout print of Baudelaire. And what came of it all? Some people went crazy and some people went sane. Which was worse? I've never belonged to the family of women, but I was always nearby. The camera pans over me as Mathieu, Solon are just distracted. Like a satellite to its planet, I am apart. Old friends come back into orbit from behind red curtains and brick walls. I can't remember her last name, so I type from the past in its place. 53 minutes. How quickly it all hardens into cliché, the skin of a frozen burrito stuck to a stoneware plate. Alone and alive in terminal contradiction, between a politicized project of loneliness and the coerced collectivity of executing someone else's script. Inside the landscape of a singing mouth, the quivering interior of just one more time. Out, you can never see a movie alone. Somebody has to press play. They keep us here with light and darkness. They tell us when to leave. It's not that I never danced, I did. I did most things only once and from the side. I stared out the leaky window of my face. Some days you're Elaine Stritch, and it doesn't matter if you wear the hat or not. The orchestra is leaving, planes are taking off, the composer is dying, but won't die for some time yet. I would like, at least, to learn not to fling life away when it lands on me. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Lou. This next performer told me I could take liberty with their bio because the bio submitted says Malcolm X Betts is a dancer and performer, no bio needed. So I will just add that the exquisite brilliance of this next performer exceeds the constraints of the bio. Malcolm X Betts.
missed the sound check, so I'm just gonna play it for my phone. Wow, so many props. I thought this was a poetry reading. I don't know if you can.
Hood Mona Lisa break a nigga into pieces, had to X some cheesy niggas out. Hood Mona Lisa break a nigga into pieces, had to X some cheesy niggas out my circle like a pizza. I'm way too exclusive, I don't shop on Insta boutiques, all them little ass clothes only fit fake booty. Bad bitch, still talking cash shit. Pussy like water, I'm a brother and relaxing. I would never trip on a nigga if I had him. Bitch, that's my trash, you the man, so you back him. One time for the hotties. I'm that bitch. I see you out there. Been that bitch, still that bitch. Will forever be that bitch. I'm the hood Mona Lisa, break a nigga into pieces. Had to X some cheesy niggas out my circle like a pizza. I'm way too exclusive, I don't shop on Insta boutiques. All the little ass clothes only fit fake booty. Bad bitch, still talking cash shit. Pussy like bad bitch, still talking black bad. Bad bitch, still talking cash shit. Pussy like water, I'm a brother and relaxing. I would never trip on a nigga if I had him. Bitch, that's my trash, you the maid, so you bagged him. Savage, classy, bougie, ratchet, sassy, moody, nasty, hacking, stupid, what's happening?
Okay. When all else fails, you do like one of these. Like, you run it all the way. It got hot all of a sudden. It's like, lay off the ketamine. But I don't even do ketamine. It's probably like caffeine. But it's probably like the bodega weed. But yes, it's the bodega weed. It's the. I'm so glad we're having this moment, cause amazing. Where have you met? You wasn't sure, was it? 5 minutes. Oh, okay. You wasn't the anonymous counting sniffies, right? Okay, sorry. Hey, what are you doing? I'm just like, yeah, huh? Oh, but get it. I need time to like post these notes. God, this doesn't go that far. Okay, I want to get there, Elmo. Elmo's World. Sorry, it was a corny joke. But I'm not as funny as Alex Tatarsky. Who's next? Do I introduce the next? I wasn't finished yet because we only have 5 minutes. So where you going, sir? Okay, I'll sit right now. Where are you leaving? Ma'am, sorry, non-binary, I don't know. Okay, what train? 11:07 to where? To Newark?
Newark.
You're a survivor. I'm not.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. You're gonna make it.
I appreciate that, yeah.
Survivor. It's getting hot in here. Can you finish the lyrics?
It's got a hot, well, maybe we should take something else off.
Okay. The top or the bottom? The top or the bottom? Oh, top, okay. I gained 30 pounds. There was rumors around that I was on Ozempic, but I gained the weight back. That's great. Okay, I'll get to the point. They said 5 minutes. It is 10:25. I was in a 9 to 10 hour. Okay, I'll kind of be brief, but you made it. How does it feel to know you have made it? Yeah, I know you normally don't date black guys. I didn't make it. I just happened to make out of the panic, like, I'm a dancer circling more like that downtown dance, downtown, who clings to the embodiment of ghosts, past, present, and yes, and yes, and yes. And I'll be the ghostly figure in your imagination. Will you remember me? It's like returning to repetition on loop. You look confused and ask me, what am I talking about? Let's take a trip down to the graveyard. You are looking for a boyfriend, and I'm looking for more of a daddy. Degrade me, call me nigger. There was thrill about seeing your face underneath my sneakers, but maybe you pushed it a little too far when you begged for a piss. Red. I know we are both new to this, but I want to restage my kidnapping. It's my kink. Daddy and son is not a boyfriend situation, more of a boyfriend situation, if that makes sense. It doesn't have to be knowing what's happening every day in each other's life. It's friends with benefits, more connection and submission. That text really fucked me up for a few days, but that's okay. We're in 2025. Yeah, we're gonna make it. You still didn't get to Newark? Okay, you're interested. Okay, that means you're still here. That means you're interested, you're engaged, you're present. Fuck, that's so much pressure. You're my choice. Okay, I got it. It's only 10:27. Yeah, I got it, right? How am I doing? Great? Yeah. Woo! Yes. Yeah, I'll just keep reading because this is a poetry reading. I never understood the label of toilet. I won't shit on you. Your inability to read the room is maybe your superpower. Malcolm, that person is flirting with you. Oh, I couldn't tell I'm autistic. I listened to your voicemail. You have to come uptown to sleep with me. It's more experimental and out of the gaze of an audience. And you say I'm not normal. It's more casual. The bathroom breaks. There's something about coming and the act of disappearing to only appear with your balls drained. Kids splattered all over your face. Now that's feeding you breakfast. You are different. You are different. Then change me. Then you made it. Where are you from? You have an accent. Why do you talk like a valley girl? That one also hurt me also. Maybe I'm really from the West Coast. I think I need space. I'm dehydrated. Can we go swimming in your love and hopefully we don't fall asleep? I'm more of a top. There's a possibility to flip-flop, but I never mastered the emotional balancing act. When in doubt, grab a Polar Spring water bottle and go to work. Make sure the water is clear. You're too black. Stay out of the sun. You're still here. Thanks for supporting me through this ride. What's your name?
Oh, me? Joel.
Joel, it's nice meeting you. I may take a trip to Jersey. But I'm too black. Okay. Yeah, it's 29:29. I just want my dick sucked. Can I take a photo of you? Let's take a pit stop at Marcus Garvey Park. There's something about the smell of uncut dicks that drives you crazy. Daddy, don't wash your pits today. You made it, you made it, you made it. Maybe I'm just looking to get my dick sucked, and I think you're looking for something more. Where you going with this? You're going to Newark. I know you have daddy issues. Well, niggas deserve therapy. Yeah, true. Niggas deserve therapy. I'll close with this. I ran out of words to say. I ran out of men to sleep with. There's 40 steps accessible to the entrance of my place, to the second floor walk up, to where you would access community dick. I think it's around 8 inches in thick. If you wanna just sign up for my OnlyFans. Thank you.
Malcolm X Best! Most charming performer in town. Wow, I love the 9 o'clock hour. Forthcoming novel, Good Girl. Go get that novel. Next we have Sahar Khraibani is a writer and artist from Beirut, based in Brooklyn, and we are so lucky to have you here in Manhattan tonight, Sahar Khraibani.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. Here are a few things I know to be true. Whatever helps you sleep at night will not let you rest by day. Tranquility is not a destination you can relocate to. Neither is equilibrium. Mourning is what we do when there's nothing else to be done. Playing games is like pissing yourself. It only feels hot to you. We were approaching in the aftermath of an uprising, tracing the lines leading back to a riot, back to a body thick with gravity. How it has already happened, and it is happening. These moments when you could no longer push your body back into the fray, live streaming your downfall. This is an attempt to make a map and not a tracing. To notice the gradual way a space fills with sound, or dull things become interesting. 8. Tonight I descended the bridge. I was finally able to look at your window. You don't live there anymore, and neither do I. There was a time when we watched the bridge lights come on, a daily disruption to the monotony of doing nothing. Often I try to remember what you sounded like, the small of your back, your hand on my hand. There was a time when I would rather have had you by my side than any one of these words. No one cares what the poets say or who their poems are dedicated to. Sometimes people just want to flail about in the sun. And I'll end with a shameless sappy dyke moment, and I'm gonna quote Eileen. Thank you. I hope you all find yourself, this is a quote, so just so everyone knows. I hope you all find yourselves sleeping with someone you love. Maybe not all of the time, but a lot of the time. The touch of a foot in the night is sincere. I hope you like your work. I hope there's mystery and poetry in your life. not even poems, but patterns. Often these patterns will wake you up and you will know that you are alive again and again. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you, Arewà, Basit. I have to say, I've never seen anything more chic than that coconut water next to those shoes, girl. 2025. I would like to tell you about our next performers as we near the end of this epic hour. Laura, with her twirling amplified violin sound sculptures, and Katherine, with her improvisatory live video performances that create music for the eyes, are stepping into the wilderness of the new year with love. Please give a warm welcome to Laura Ortman and Katherine Liberovskaya. How's everybody doing? As the last person, yeah, right? What are you saying? Oh, okay. Okay. No worries. Thank you, Laura and Katherine. That was spellbinding. All right, my friends, poets and poet people, we have 4 more incredible performers in this glorious hour. I feel so filled up by the occasional deliciousness of being a human with all this beautiful work. Yes. And up next, I am delighted to get to introduce Kaur Alia Ahmed, a poet living in Brooklyn. Kaur.
Thank you for having me. What theft is left to the natural world? I burdened you with the map, unable to bear the true connection. You asked me to act infinite, and yet we both begged to see the clearing. We haven't spoken in so long. You said you couldn't. Before we FaceTimed, I glued myself together for 10 minutes. The way I can taste my own mouth, it is evidence that I am alive. So is light, so is change. We look right at the waning. To trace what happened, you said to print test objects in the sun. Each thing, whether hurt by love or by space, is so fragile. Wind threads change with the reaction set up within us. I smell something funny on your breath and turn back to you. You said, what's precious is no problem because we're gonna be again. I was put on this planet to cycle. Or was I? I don't want to live the way I used to. At an indefinite time, forever intersects with caution. You find beauty in light's formula, symmetry folding surprise. That you, like me, hurt people in this existence is obvious. I found a loop. Does change lick the wounds or does it adjust to the light? I found a loop. I don't want to live the way I used to. I put myself at your shoulder. I fold love. You're right, I can't trace what happened. The flies stayed on my arm for the entirety of the afternoon, greed that wanted it to choose me. I want to know why, God. Light a vision of morphosis. What are the stakes? Has something died inside me? I'm confounded by the rest of you loving me. It is a simple hold, this prolonged hover. If I am to prose here, I embrace the rod. I hold tight and wonder. Where does vision take place? Without dreams, I can't find the thread of pattern. Turning the corner where a bench was meant to be, we reach a plateau instead. My lover is sad about another year passing. What's caught by intermittence, the shared fraction of velocity of will? Can there be a porous path before collision? The end of December's dry forest, milkweed dried into husks that appear like birds in place, keep their call here in the mind echo of absence, a phantom ocean of flight. My lover is more sad than before they met me. Turning the corner where a bench was meant to be, we reach a plateau instead. A field across the threads of straw was shocking, vibrant green. Over the vista in view, disrupted by the country road, we call it a river of sound. In the distant blue hills, light gusts fall slow, light sits time down. I fail it, privileged by the abstraction I bite daily, comfortable within the bounds of my fear. Could my shortcomings fold into voids, my holes portals to reach the impossible? Love is some way to envision freedom by way of pain, and I need it. To see this far makes it still. It is raining over there and not over here. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaur. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce Alisha Mascarenhas, a poet and translator living in Brooklyn. Their debut book of poems, A Catalog of Risk, is coming out with Wendy's Subway a week from today. Debut poems. Put your hands together for Alisha Mascarenhas.
Hi, I'm so grateful to be here with all of you tonight. I'm going to read a kind of unstable poem. It's called Lunar Cloud on a New Day. The tide of dawn is moving in. Blue of the sky as it brightens. I'm watching the light pass through the leaves of the poplar tree. The light passes by the way of the leaves that pass by the way by the light of the poplar, by the blue of the sky, piercing the light at dawn. The light of the blue as it brightens the sky. Dawn breaks the light of the blue as the sun brightens the day. I stand before the sink to open the faucet, the blue of the sky as it brightens, and the light overhead, the light of the sky piercing the blue. The dawn as it brightens over the faucet, the sink, and the light over the faucet, the blue of the sky brightening. The sink opens to the sky, the blue, the brightening of the light overhead as the sky. A soft horizon troubles the weight of the sky. The sky full of morning, the weight of tears, a cloud formation. The sky, the salt, the eye of the storm. Open skies of terror, gorgeous white lashing sun source beating behind the gray drone of engines. Infinite sonic field of sky. Phantom sky, sky of silence, sky of stone. Flat opacity distorts the distance. The sun put out by storm clouds. The same sky over blackout in Gaza dampens Sunday morning. The same sky. The same sky blessing the morning with rain. Gunmetal sky, dispassionate sky, holy immensity. The wheel of the sun is turning, is turning, is turning. Diaphanous sky, blooming over totality, a cure, a trembling, a cradle for the hovering. Medium for radio transmission, sky of bone, sky of paper. Catastrophic sky, funereal sky for the waiting unburied, fragrant rain. Now the day shakes open and the temperature drops to deeper winter. White light of love's mercy with the sun in my eyes. What can I want? How much can I? What can I? What? My heart is lifting, suspended in my chest and beating, beating, and there's a chain between my teeth every night. I hold it like a horse to its bit. You're in my dream and the picture keeps moving. In the morning, I tip toward life, lashes first, shielding my eyes from the sun. Thank you. Good night.
Don't forget that debut book of poems, A Catalog of Risk, coming out soon. Thank you, Alisha. We are so close to the end of this beautiful hour. Thank you all for being here. It is a delight to gaze out at you, the true believers in poetry. All right, next, I'm so excited for this next performer. Kris Lee is a New York-based dancer, performer, and home chef. Please give the warmest welcome to Kris Lee.
me. Oh no, no, ain't never get to me. Oh no, no. Shit, fuck it. Let me take this off, because the last time I ordered somebody said I scared them, so. I'm surprised y'all still here. Take this off. Bitches will say free Gaza, Congo, Sudan, Haiti, but wear tooth gems, twerk their flat asses to the 808s while sagging their pants, showing off their whale tails. Now that's what I call solidarity 2024, 2025. I swear to Jah, I swear to Jah, Rastafari, I swear to Jah. If I ever lose my ism, slap the shit out of me. I learned this in Vienna this past summer. Ich liebe Kunst! Ich liebe Kunst! Just when the air changes into possibility, or dare I say freedom, and you start to breathe that in, here it comes. The iron fist, sucking that all back up into his grasp. Think again, nigga. Angelique told me Kris deserves to breathe, so here she is, breathing. Shumba told me to stand in just us, so here we are together. Kendrick said I deserve it all, and I believe the I was me. Everything you see here tonight is my choreography. I'm a dancer, so I'm gonna take up some time, okay? It's all my choreography, no improvisation. And we can talk later, if anybody wants to, about the importance of set material. What you see is what you get. Don't ask for anything else. I swear to fucking God, niggas got me fucked up. Just because you see a smile on my face, don't mean I'm inviting you in. I'm not your token into Oz. Wiz version, okay? Not this wicked shit. But it get wicked in the streets, though. Ain't shit sweet. Brain still fried from the summer sun. I mean, didn't y'all come here to dance? Thank you. Happy New Year.
Kris Lee, everybody. Oh, I'm so overflowing with how delicious this hour was. It's been an honor to be your host. And we're coming to the last performer of the 9 o'clock hour. Here we are, Anangukwe Wolf. Anangukwe currently resides in Lenape-Hoking, is a 2024 Indigenous Nations Poets Fellow, and a founder of Odawa Zagaiganing Review, forthcoming December 2024, so get your hands on a copy soon. Let's give a warm welcome to Anangukwe Wolf.
Okay. Hi, I don't know how to adjust a microphone, so I'm just going to be splayed like this. Buju Anangukwe Indigena Cause, Ajijak Nindundame, Odawa Zaga Iganing Indunjaba. I just want to thank Nicole for lending me these sunglasses. There's something I forgot about LASIK is that, yeah, it corrects your vision, and also it corrects your vision so I can see people now, and I don't like that. So I need to not be perceived. So yeah, okay. Asasa Wayman, sultry June, faintly seasoned with sweet fern, permeated warm afternoon breezes, pushing our rickety cart along dense golden wheat and hazelnut county roadsides. Along wheat, newborn fawns curiously gaze as they bask in redolence of echinacea, goldenrod, bergamot. Within thickets of brush and fern, she lay red, Iron-colored chokecherries and ossified she laid red, swaddled in pink Valentine's patterned flannel, a quarter pack of soggy Marlboros she never smoked. Unopened Twizzlers, crush distorted in her back pocket. Thought leader, master beater, language teacher, premonition peered through double-paned windows, knocking on doors at 3 a.m., exhaust blooming, radio booming in brittle February air, outside outdated small-town bars, foam filling bleeding out of vinyl. Premonition peered through strangers' cars' windows, offering a jump and smokes, stranded on the roadsides she never smoked. Facebook and Instagram posts, share, share, please reshare, flyers littered community boards inside the IGA and gas station, iron-colored chokecherries and ossified, 1 a.m. frantic misspellings, blurred requests, Google Live location, phone found 11 miles down. She said if she ever lay red, collect otter-chipped elephant ear mussels between algae-coated lake stones, grind up the collection of deer antlers in her garage, and she, with ochre, dried chokecherries, blueberries, lichen, gum arabic, take the children to paint gypsum-flecked ceilings and gymnasium walls, paint pictographs of our legends and future legends in flora, snare waboos to make sausages, cook up last season's wild rice, request gete okosimin from the community farm root cellar, our root cellar. Make a star quilt with her Valentine's patterned flannel and all her favorite shirts, dresses, and jeans. Stuff the edging with scrap sumac smoked deer hide, the ones she scraped and turned with her mentor. Hang it on the wall in the community halls. Burn kinnikinnick and abalone and hold a feast. When stories fell silent. Part 1. Profound tales of Nanabuju echoed in the dense woods where snow thickly blanketed tawny leaves and coniferous. Despite the insulated boreal, you could still hear the bellows of a train one town over. This train's horn shattered the crisp, arid air. Its roar vibrated the thin, white trailer walls where community members gathered. It was solstice, and we were thoroughly stripped out of our down feather coats and mitts. Pendleton fraying quilts and flannel blankets rested on the back of the fold-out chairs, assuring us that extra insulation was nearby as we keenly listened to the orator narrate in Ojibwe Moan. I cautiously leaned over my soggy orange grease paper plate to take a bite out of my cousin's authentic Indian taco that was seasoned with Great Value original taco seasoning, the low-sodium version. As the orator paused to quench their thirst, winter stories kept our homes and spirits warm. Winter stories can only be told when snow is on the ground. Part 2. Solstice is here, and fog cloaks twilight. Light rain has been forecasted through Christmas Day, and the grass, eerily bright green, peeks through littered amber leaves. A light dusting of snow is scattered about the scenery. It smells like spring. I remain steadfast as I walk from my mother's trailer to my aunt's, whispering to the trees to take back their budding green, and to Gitche Manadu pleading for winter, a fierce winter reminiscent of 20 years ago when my downy pillowed body broke into a sweat, maneuvering through 4 feet of snow, a fierce winter when I inevitably released my clammy body into the powder. My hot breath melted the snow, and its steam coated my cheeks in dew. They soon turned a bright, dry red. I pleaded for a fierce winter reminiscent of when my older brother and I constructed forts of straw bale under my auntie's porch as we watched the snow fall from the dreary gray sky. We gleefully screamed as we played in our shoddy architectural masterpiece. It took years to recoup the shocking neon toys that were lost amongst the straw, plastic litter, and dirt. Later that evening, during that fierce winter 20 years ago, my mom frustratedly spent hours separating my knotted curls from dry stalks. I smelled like hot barn and cried as she tugged my hair with her brush. Solstice is here, A warm rain has begun to fall from the sky, dissipating the light dusting of snow. Lilac buds burgeon amidst winter solstice days. Stories fell silent. Miigwech. That means thank you.
Ngukwe Wolf. It has been such a pleasure to be your humble host, and I will now hand over the baton for the next hour. You saw her earlier tonight, stunning us all with a gorgeous act. And I will reintroduce to you Charlene Incarnate, a decade-long institution in the High Court of Brooklyn Drag and the iconoclast tranny showgirl for a new generation. Charlene Incarnate has in 2024 expanded her sphere of influence into off Broadway, as well as performing her own written cabaret work, most notably Company in May, and Y'all Are Fucked Up in September, mounted by the Poetry Project in this very church. Charlene Incarnate, take the stand.